I'm going under, and this time I fear there's no one to save me. This fight with Loraga is getting out of hand, it's so crazy. I need somebody to heal, somebody to fight, somebody to help, to show me the light. It's harder to win, harder than I thought. I guess I just expected I would win when we fought, and now I'm falling. I'm out of magic. Loraga's too smart for my little tricks, but then the guard's down and my friends rush in. Maybe friendship is the weapon that wins. As I face mortality, it's me or him must die. Quinch goes on a different path with each door that he tries. Nudity as far as he sees. Although it's one of those sad orgies, adventure continues.
Okay, brand new session. The first thing I want to do before we dive back into the story is I would like to award to all of you, even those that have one, you can have a little spare one, a little inspiration for the end of last session, for dealing with what was a fairly difficult and almost impossible situation. Despite the fact that I did my best to ensure that 4 of you were kept out of the fray. You all tried various things, all very ingenious and smart little things to try and get yourself in there, and none of it paid off for you by any means. But the fact that you did your best, you're getting a little participation trophy.
We all just sort of threw shit away that we were given previously,
or made 3 years ago.
Yeah, but it happened.
Thank you, Nate.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Sam doesn't want it, so he just wants to slag off the story that I tried to build for you all. But no, it's fine.
I'll have it.
Okay. Lovely.
That's canon.
Let's move into the session. Let's move into the story, as it were. We're going to start off with Mr. Felborn, Quinch, who finds himself in an unusual room, currently looking through some glass at a few of his friends in the courtyard, engaged in a battle with the owner of this home. He's in a room with a number of individuals of different races and genders, some of which are full-on fornicating, as it were. All of a sudden, though, over his shoulder, can I get a perception from you, Quinch, please?
Absolutely.
Good.
It's there. Here we go. 14.
14. As you're stood there, you suddenly hear like the sound of laughter coming over your sort of, not over your right shoulder, but sort of to your right and sort of behind you, so off towards the right of the room as you're stood. Looking over, you see a man, a bearded man, who is sort of looking at you wide-eyed and just chuckling to himself. And all of a sudden, you just hear him go, "This shit is good. I'm starting to see a big blue dragon. This is mad."
Quinch is sort of taken aback slightly. He sees everyone around him having fun, and okay, that's good. I might speak to you in a minute, but at the moment I've got more pressing concerns. And just gives a little tap on the window with "Hey shit," expecting to encounter the magical barrier again before he will then try another method.
Okay, you tap at that window. You tap that glass.
Tapping that glass all night long.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave a pause there. And you get a different reaction to when you tried earlier. This time you feel sword pon glass whereas there's no resistance like there had been previously, and you realise that there is perhaps the force field or whatever you wish to call it is no longer there.
Oh, fuck. So Quinch would like to, if you will allow me to do so. Quinch, with his, of course, his knowledge of physics and the world that we live in, knows that glass is at its weakest in a centralised point. Now, Hayshit has got a centralised point on its front edge. So he's going to take a little run up, swing Hayshit, point tip first into the glass, expecting to break through it and make a triumphant attempt at leaping out of the window.
Okay, roll me an attack.
Attack. We're going to go for 21.
21. Okay, roll me some damage.
Let's go for the normal way to roll damage, and we are going to consider that I can only use the Hydrospite up to half my number of levels per long rest.
I think we're going to assume you've used it enough today that it's you're not going to be able to use it again.
Oh God, never. To be honest,
We'll roll it over a few days.
I've used a campaign's worth last session. Good. No, it is interesting. Right, okay, there we go. So we're going to go for 5, 6, 7, 8 damage.
Yeah, you managed to hit this glass, and it doesn't quite smash, but you see lots and lots of. It looks like it's shattering, but it doesn't go completely full. So you know that you'd need to hit it at one more time. I'm going to say that you're going to carry on doing that, and we'll come to the rest of the team. In the courtyard, Dweezil, or Dermal, I think his name was, that he entered this house as, was attacking Loraga, and was doing a fairly good job until the very end, when Loraga caught him off guard and used a poison spray to put him down. Something happened which didn't quite mean that Dweezil went down unconscious, but the force field fell, allowing two of his brethren to join the fray, and that was Daboff and Krill, who between them were able to somewhat defeat Loraga. Loraga looked up at Dweezil and says, "Stop! Your father is alive. He's here."
My father's here.
Yes, I can take you to him.
Tell me where he is.
I can take you to. I've lost the voice. Where's it gone?
Have you got a key? Is that your key word? Your key phrase?
Yeah, something along those lines. I need something sometimes to get back into it. I can take you to him.
What about my sister?
You see, as you mentioned that, you see a half-pained look across his face. All in good time. Let me take you to your father first, and then perhaps after that we can converse, and I can tell you about your sister.
Perhaps you can acknowledge that you're not in a position to make decisions. Krill. Take one of his fingers off.
No,
let's not do this. Let's not torture him.
Commit war crimes.
Yeah. Tell me.
You have me beat, Euclid. You and your party members. I am a defeated man. I wish only to reunite son with father. I appreciate that I am not in a bargaining position. As I say, you have me beat. But let me take you to your father. Let me retire to my study. You can send whoever you wish with me to ensure that I get up into no good. Once you've met your father, once you've seen him, you can come to me and we can converse, and I can tell you everything I know. I can bring you up to speed.
See, that's not going to happen, Loraga. Because you are... I'll give you this. You are a far more powerful man than I gave you credit for. And I would not trust you as far as Krill could throw you. Krill, put him down. What I'm hearing now is the desperate pleas of a man who is grasping for any lifeline. And unfortunately for you, it's not going to work.
You see another sort of just pained look, slightly different to the first. Almost more physical, this one. And he says, yes, you speak of lifelines. I fear I have run out of those. I understand your reticence. I am just thinking of the best for all of us. You wish to see your father. I wish to take you to him. I can deal with these things right now. I'm just proposing a situation whereby you can meet your father, you can see him, you can reconcile, and then we deal with the administration of this all.
What do you think, Derek?
I reckon it's worth checking out. I think he's wounded enough that he's not going to try anything, or if he does, we can deal with it.
Yes, I am wounded. Yes, you see, I am wounded before you.
I'll bite his finger.
You in
off.
particular did me quite the damage.
Yeah, he's got powerful magic. Even if we tie him up, I'm not convinced he is. I'm not convinced we can absolutely control him, and I sort of have to do something to him.
Well, what's worse, like us potentially getting in a slight bit more trouble, which we've already dealt with quite successfully, or you not knowing for the rest of your life whether he was telling the truth? Because you'll always wonder, no matter what happens.
Right, let's tie him up, and then Krill, if you grab him as well,
Yeah.
and headlock, maybe we gag him. If we gag him, he can't do verbal components for spells.
Like when I tried to stick my fingers in Swayze's throat.
Yeah.
There might be a gag in this room, to be fair.
Has anyone got a wine bottle?
There's a couple of them in here, but they're in use at the moment.
Right.
He's got like a ball gag.
Right, Loraga. This is what's going to happen. We're going to tie your hands behind your back. Krill's going to grab you, and we're going to gag you.
Where am I grabbing him?
If we tie his hands behind his back, you're probably best doing that, Daboff. Nimble.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Your nimble fingers. If you grab his arms behind his back, and then if we gag him, what have we got that we can gag him with?
I've probably got some rope.
To gag him?
What's that? Better than that, right?
What have we got?
What about...
I think Quincy's got some bed sheets, if I remember correctly.
A pillowcase.
Yeah, Quinch isn't in the room though, is he? We must have something.
I've got the Nandar flag still.
Should we gag him with the Nandar flag?
Yeah.
Are you saying this out loud? You told him you're going to gag him?
He's just there watching us have these conversations.
I think this is an in character conversation.
Okay, all right.
I'm just turning out my backpack like, Nandar flag? Just hold it up.
Listen, ordinarily I'd be all up for this sort of horseplay, but I can assure you I do not need to be gagged. There are still guards within this house. If I cannot speak, they will attack you on sight.
And we'll kill them?
Which I do not doubt, but do you wish to spill more blood unnecessarily?
Is that him being turned on by being tied up?
He just saw through the window where Quinch is.
Right, here's the thing. You so much as say anything that I recognise as being spellcasting, that Krill recognises as being spellcasting, any words that he doesn't understand that are part of normal conversation, he's going to slit your throat.
A fair deal, to be sure.
With a glaive.
Clearly. from 10 feet away.
Oh, maybe we can put him on the end of the glaive and wield him as like a kind of puppet.
I thought he was going for the spit roast approach of just having him just carried on each end. Got that type of spit roast Quinch. To be sure, a fine deal, and one I wish in my current condition to accept. Yes, I'm not happy about it, clearly, but at the same time, I do not wish to be gagged in my own house. Not without payment first. And he willingly offers his hands to you if you're still going to tie him up.
Oh yeah, we're still going to tie him up.
Okay, so you managed to do that, and presumably not his feet though, so he's allowed to walk comfortably.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do that. You bind his hands, and you presumably one of you has a dagger to his throat or something like that to keep him from doing anything untoward.
Yep.
And he starts sort of trotting off very gingerly, like looking behind himself at sort of Krill and Dabov, just to see that they're not doing anything that he has to be scared of by any means. And he starts walking past, and he gets to you, Dweezil, and he sort of looks at you, and he sort of stops and he goes, "This could have gone quite differently. I'm not lying when I say I wish to have shared all of this with you." And then he carries on walking. And you see him walking up towards the door on the east side of the courtyard. The west side of the courtyard. And he walks through the door, and as he walks through, he just sort of looks to his left, back towards the dining room where this is almost all started. The door is ajar or open, and he can see, even from his vantage point, he can see across the hallway into the room, and he can see that there's bodies stacked upon the floor. And he sort of again turns to you and says, "This did not go how I had planned it, but it went the way you saw fit."
Can I punch him?
If you wish to, yeah.
I'll punch him.
Okay.
With a 12, an 11.
11, no, that doesn't hit despite him. Actually, roll advantage because he's got his hands tied up.
That's an 11.
Okay.
Crow, seeing this pathetic attempt, will just give him a little dig.
No, don't you punch him, Krill. The thing is, Dweezil's punches don't actually do any damage.
Oh,
aren't they 0?
Yeah, but they get the point across. That's what. Yeah, you started this when you had Rufflecopter killed. You brought us here.
At the use of the name Rufflecopter, I don't think you've used up till now. Oh no, he did. He mentioned it, didn't he? He mentioned that you'd caught the brigand. He says, and what is it of this Rufflecopter that you think you know? He's sort of gently strolling on up the hallway to the north of the house, sort of slowing pace so you can.
I know that you had him assassinated.
I have a prediction that I'm gonna just put out there that I've made it, and I'll confirm if it's right when you announce it.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I just wanted that out there. That when I say I fucking told you so, or didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Right,
I'm
are
in the
you
same
keeping
position.
up, you
That's
two?
me as well.
Because there is a guard that we went past before. Slightly metagaming because I can see him on the map, but we did go past him before.
Yeah, you did go past the
Yeah.
guard, and actually, from your vantage point, you probably you can't quite see them at this point, and they can't see you.
Yeah.
There's just enough corners because the way that the hallway bends, they can't see you at this point. So you say that you had him assassinated, and he says, "Well, no, I believe that was you who killed him. You have the 5,000 gold pieces to show for your tidy work." And he all of a sudden, as he's walking up the hallway, he then sort of stops, and there's a doorway to your as you're walking to your right, to the east of the house, and he sort of gently sort of like indicates the hand, like to his bound hands, and sort of points at the door.
What is the throne that Loraga is that they thought Rufflecopter had professed to be the heir to? What was that?
The heir to the Alagondor family, who were basically royalty, which were basically royalty of Neverwinter.
Yeah.
And they died out some time ago. And part of his Not that so he's a Lord Protector, so he's not strictly speaking an elected official.
Yeah.
He's put forward by the Lord's Alliance, but essentially he part of his quote unquote campaign promise to Neverwinter, as well as trying to resurrect the city and to improve it. He also claimed that he would find the rightful heir, or find a rightful heir to the Alagondor throne.
Yeah.
Which is what Rufflecopter claimed to be. But he tried to buy him off, or I should say, Rufflecopter's claims were that Loraga tried to buy him off, and when he wouldn't take the money, he basically said that they then tried to kill him, put him back in the cells, and he managed to escape.
Did you even really believe that Rufflecopter, there was a chance that he was the heir to the Alagondor throne, or was it just an inconvenience that you decided to deal with?
As you say these words, a wry half smile crosses his face. Ah, the con man spoke. He told you of his claim to the throne.
The con man told me of your treatment of him, if that's what we're calling him.
Do I believe he was an heir to the Alagondor throne? Is the question.
That was the question that I asked you. Yeah, I know you're nearly dead, but try and keep up, Loraga. We're trying to keep things tight.
Oh, I believed him. I thoroughly believed him. Why would he have any reason to lie? The Alagondors have been gone for many years now. When someone comes forth, I have committed to trying to find the rightful heir to the throne. When someone such as he comes forward, I have no reason not to doubt that it's true. But you've seen the city. It's thriving. At my hand. You think a con man or some farmhand whose mother got fucked by a Alagondor many years ago, you think they are better to rule this city than someone such as me? Euclid, I did my best for this city. I still hope that I can.
You did your best for yourself.
I did best for both. I won't lie, I have benefited greatly from all of this. But it seems my time may be coming to an end. If you wish to see your father, he's through that door.
One more thing. Harthel Morven. Did you have anything to do with that, or was that just your little attack dog, Rocky?
I know not in this name.
No.
Rocky may have slighted some. I won't lie, Rocky was a cruel man. But he was effective, which is why he rose to where he was. If he did something before he became one of my lead guardsmen, then I am sorry for any wrongdoing he did to this Zymorvan fellow you speak of. But I assure you that had nothing to do with me.
Is my dad the fella that's off his face, imagining that Quinch is a hallucination?
I mean, you and Loraga don't know that.
No,
so
this
you
is
can...
Stuart asking, yeah. No, it is, isn't it? That is it, isn't it? Yeah.
If you wish to open the door and see your father, now would be the time to reconcile. We're going to head back to Quinch.
So Quinch has been wailing away on the window for 15 minutes.
While everyone else has left them.
With, of course, with his many knowledge of the stress points of glass, he's finding it. This must be tempered.
As you're doing this, the guy who pointed and laughed at you has sort of shambled his way up to you, and he starts sort of like prodding like your arm and your muscles to see if you're real. And he's like, "Ooh, this. I don't think this is one of my hallucinations. This is a real one." And he's just prodding you and pushing you and says, "What are you doing here? Are you today's?"
What is Quinch looking at here? Or could you describe this person?
Okay. So you sort of now that he's up close, you turn around and take a little look at him. As you look at him, you see a man in front of you that is two things. Firstly, he bears a very similar resemblance to the owner of the house. You would say that there's very close to Loraga, missing quite a lot of pounds. He's a much slimmer, he's a much gaunter looking man. Elven, long beard, not long beard, but sort of like dishevelled beard. Half naked, he's got trousers on, but he's sort of topless. His eyes are sunk deep, and dark rings around them. Sweaty, claggy man. Not only do you recognise Loraga in him, the thing that strikes you most familiar about him is a man you once met in an alleyway years and years ago.
Wow.
That you came across. He looks very much similar to Dweezil when you first saved him. Similar, not necessarily in facial features, but there's just something familiar about him in terms of the way he carries himself, the way he holds himself. Obviously, when you met Dweezil was still using narcotics and was in a worse for state where, and this man is very similar to that.
Is this guy wearing clothes?
So he's got trousers on.
Oh, good. No top.
But no top. Yeah. And he's just carrying on prodding you.
You what you look. What can I ask? What your name is, please?
My name? No one ever asks my name. My name's Frank.
Frank. What's your second name, Frank?
What's your second name, Blue Dragon? It's very
well. My first name is Quinch. I'm a half dragonborn, half human. my second name is Fellborn.
Ooh, Fellborn. I've not had a Fellborn.
Oh!
Have I had a Fellborn? No, I've not had a Fellborn. Perhaps you could be my first Fellborn.
If you're who I suspect you are, you're not my type.
Imagine Dweezil opening the door to meet his father, and like the first sight is him nuts deep in Quinch.
Anything holding me back?
He leans in and says, "Do you think you're special?"
I used to think I was special. I'm not so sure anymore.
I think you're special.
Thank you. You're kind.
Oh no, thank you. You're very special. I don't think you realise how special you are. To be here in this place with me, it's a place of being special. You're the key. You're the key to everything.
You're reminding me of a friend that I have, and in the early days when I met him, he said such curious things as well.
He sounds like a good friend. Do you think he'll show you the lock?
We don't have that kind of relationship. Not that it's just that things have moved beyond that with us.
I'm not going to show you the lock either then. And he storms off.
Quinch has a look out the window to see if they're still out there.
You look out the window and you see they've gone by this point.
Excuse me, Frank. Actually, I think there's. Would you mind coming with me to? I think there's someone you should meet.
At this point, Dweezil, are you going to enter the room, or what do you wish to do with Loraga?
I am gonna enter the room.
Okay.
This is one of those things where I wish I had the confidence to. It's what my character would do, but I don't. I'm so torn.
What are you torn about?
I want to murder Loraga. I want to literally like open the door with one hand and run him through with my rapier, but I don't. I know, but I don't. I don't feel comfortable, but I sort of have to kill him. But it's different now, isn't it? Like, it's one thing to kill a man in battle; it's another thing to murder a man.
Okay.
Knock him out.
You also know you've asked him about your sister, which he's not said anything about. You've not gone through this door to see what he, metagaming wise, you have no idea, or Dweezil has no idea what's through the other side of the door. So there'd be question marks there.
Right, he's got hair, hasn't he? Has he got like a man bun or anything?
Who?
Loraga.
No, he's. I mean, I built this guy very much on Matt Berry, as you can tell from the voice. So imagine his sort of like.
Oh, is it a
I built it upon a Matt Berry. I didn't say it was a Matt Berry. So imagine his sort of like.
So he's got large hair, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Right, I grab him by his hair with my right hand.
Ah.
I twist it a bit, and then I open the door, and as I walk in, I pull him down and pull him in. But I'm not intending to like drag him to the floor by his hair, but essentially I'm forcing him to, follow me and walk with me.
Okay, you do so, and you feel a little bit of resistance from him. You sort of feel like he sort of like just pulls back a little bit, but equally probably realizes that not only are you being forceful enough with him that he can't do anything, he also has Daboff and Krill backing you up. Greg, it's worthwhile. Greg's obviously at the moment the other side of the house. Look, he's currently in a room that is surrounded by bones, by animal bones. Is there anything Greg wants to do actually at this point?
Well, Greg has no idea any of this is going on, so he's just kind of gone into this little glass room, which is filled with bones, like you said. I want to have a look around this room. What can I see in this room, please?
Okay. Well, so I'll come back to Dweezil in a second.
Have you rushed into that room and forgot why you went in there? Is it one of those? You've gone in like, I was doing something, and then you just like looking around.
It was just the quickest way back into the room from flying above the building.
Yeah. Greg, you have a look around this room. Roll me an investigation.
I have just rolled you a 5.
A 5. Bones. You can't really, aside of being in a room full of calcium, you don't really notice much else. You don't really you can't put it all together.
Okay, in that case, I think I would kind of just leave this room. I'd be looking around and be like, oh, there's nothing in here.
Yeah. As far as you're aware, Dweezil's still fighting, to be fair.
There's a door here. I'm going to go through this door.
Okay. You walk through and you see that there is a small box. I say small box. There is a box in this room, chest-sized. Do you wish to look inside?
Oh, 100% want to investigate that box.
Okey-dokey.
Greg loves a box.
You go to open it. There's no lock on this. You open it and find lots of tools, a weird mishmash of knives and forks and mallets and various different things, most of which is caked in dry blood. You see a few bits of fur on them. But yeah, just various implements which you probably think are likely to have been used in the room you've just come from.
Greg quickly shuts the chest and continues on his way.
Thank you.
That's weird. That there's just this ante-room with a chest full of
torture tools.
Yeah, I mean, are they torture tools? Are they autopsy tools?
Yeah, you may not find out. You descend is probably not right, but you keep going down south. You find another door, and you walk through the door, and you find yourself in a botanical room, a room filled with plants and various things. This was the room that I believe Quinch burst into earlier in the day, probably only a few minutes ago at this point. And yeah, you can have a look around if you wish.
Yeah, I want to investigate what kind of plants are in here. Specifically,
Okay.
I'm looking for a coffee plant.
Okay. Fine. You look around. Roll me an investigation then, or nature. Roll me a nature, actually.
Ooh, I don't think I've ever used the nature check. Let's do it.
Oh, there you go. First time for everything.
It's a 17.
I think there's going to be some smokable plants in there.
Oh, that would also be good.
You-
Greg would be up with
You
that.
look around and you find, various quote unquote normal plants. You find some roses, some daffodils, various, not particularly interesting flowers by any means. Nothing that a man of your power and ilk needs to concern themselves with. But yeah, the one thing you do come across that you do see is the one thing that piques your interest is buried underneath the tables in somewhat of a dark, dank corner. You actually find some fey mushrooms,
Ooh.
which you recognise from that time Dweezil and Krill fell over some fey mushrooms.
Yeah, well, I guess I should probably take this and stop some child finding them or something like that.
Okay.
With that, he's going to put them in his rucksack, please.
You find, I'll give you an exact number. You find 7 of these mushrooms in total. Okay, we'll go back. Dweezil, with a hand full of Loraga's hair, storms into this room, and you see a scene very similar to that which Quinch saw. You see a couple of people.
And they're still at it, despite
Still at it. Oh yeah, you get the feeling that these guys will go at it even if there was an earthquake. It's
Probably
very,
help.
Things, if anything.
But you see Quinch in conversation with, from your view, you just see the back of a topless man with lank dark hair,
Kent.
Kent, talking to Quinch. Loraga can't really see anything because you sort of go dragging him, so he can't really. His head's all skew with and not able to do anything. Unhand me.
No. I will neither unhand you or hand you.
Is he here? Is he in here still? He should be here. Francis. And
I wouldn't recognise, like, I was a kid when my father left. Like,
yeah, you were like, I think you said to me you were like a baby. You were like toddler. You wouldn't recognise your father. If you crossed him in the street.
Certainly not from behind, anyway.
Certainly not from behind.
So I'm not sure what I'm insinuating there.
Nope. Yeah. No, I didn't want to touch it either.
Yeah.
Said Quinch to Francis. But as Loraga says this, the man talking to Quinch turns around and looks at the pair of you. And he says, "Oh, it's my lucky day." No, that's the wrong voice. That's the wrong one. He says, "Oh, this is my lucky day. More to join in the fun. Who have you brought for me, Father? Father, brilliant. Who have you brought for me, brother? Who's this one?" And he sort of starts ambling up towards you. Do you want to step into the room? Place yourself?
Yeah. I suppose we've come in.
Okay.
Yeah.
He walks.
So I'd be able to see Quinch and
if you're still dragging him through.
the mystery man.
He walks over to you, and he starts saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing with my brother? I know he's a scallywag, but why are you doing that with his hair?" And then he starts sort of like, again, prodding you, but in a completely different way to how Quincy was sort of testing whether he was real or not. Whereas with you, he's doing this sort of weird, like, finger gun, sort of like prodding you, sort of almost attacking you to let go of this, to let go of Loraga. But he's not really paying you any attention, just sort of more concerned with the fact that you're holding his brother's hair. Let go of him, you fiend. Let him go. Let him go. It's my brother. Are you looking at this man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it clear to me that
you look at this man, and you see everything that I described to Quinch. You know, a man who is clearly, you know, there's very much you can recognise some of your past in this man as well. You can recognise some similar behaviour from perhaps when you were using Fey mushrooms.
Yeah.
But the thing you also notice is this is very clearly the man that you were seeing in the chapel. This is very much the man that was in the inn. And yes, this is that guy that you were having these weird sort of flashbacks or something. Obviously in a much worse state than when you last saw him. He was relatively well dressed and everything, or not fancy or anything like that, but you know, he was a quote unquote normally dressed, whereas now he's clearly a different person. And he's sort of still prodding you, and he sort of looks up at you and he sort of goes, "Oh, you've got one of those as well." And he starts sort of stroking your eye. He sort of goes, "That's a funny thing. Did you steal that from my brother? Did you take my brother's eye, you scallywag? Let go of my brother."
I'll let go of his brother.
And he sort of stops with you, and he sort of goes over and he goes, "Brother, are you well? Are you well?" "Yes, I'm fine, Francis. This is just somebody I wish to bring in to meet you." And he sort of looks towards you, Dweez, and says, "Euclid, this is the man I brought you to meet. I rather think that we should take this conversation elsewhere, don't you?"
Yeah, I think we should.
Another delicious episode in the can. Thanks for listening. You can find us on social media. Maybe you could share your favourite moments with us. If you have any friends or family that you think would enjoy the antics of the circus, we'd appreciate it if you told them about our podcast. What is this voice? I don't know, but isn't it just so?
If you have any spare change, you can support us financially on Ko-fi. It is of paramount importance that you do so.
Open square bracket. Hi lads, here's the script for the outro I'm planning to record. I don't know how to end it, so let me know if you can think of anything witty to finish it at.
Oh, there, sailor. Yes, I'm talking to you. Do you yearn for high seas adventure and piratical mayhem at the roll of a D20?
Yes, I'll just toss you your shirt.
Very sassy.
No, I drink beer and I fart in my sleep.
Now that I got your attention with sex...
Welcome to my pub, the Wizard's Sleeve.
It's still a cow that I'm going to get in a bag. Do you know how big a cow is?
Don't put gold in your ass. That's not the catchphrase we were looking for.
It is one that we often use at this group,
Enough
though.
about where you keep your secret stuff.
It's not in my anus. Stop it.
Then sign your name in blood. Join the Rovers and your crew on their adventures every Wednesday, wherever you find podcasts.